Hey everybody, so it is day two of the fast, and just as a side note, the reason why I don't have my glasses on is because every time I look at the camera, there's a glare on my glasses and I can't stand how it looks. So for right now, I'm glassesless, but you can still understand what I'm saying and understand what I'm talking about. I hope that your fast is going well and that you feel lighter, that in a way it's beginning to take some burdens off of you, both physically and spiritually. So my recap for today is that usually when I do the Daniel fast, I start getting like real fancy and like want to try new recipes, and this fast was no different. I started out my morning making a chickpea omelet, also known as soka. This is again not the first time I've made it, but it is the best I've ever made it. I had portobello mushrooms, I had cherry tomatoes, spinach, red onions, and then for the batter, I put in homemade chickpea flour, nutritional yeast, garlic powder, and black salt. Now, black salt isn't found in most grocery stores. It's maybe in Indian markets. You can also probably buy it online, but it's what's going to give it the salty taste, but also a little bit of an eggy flavor, which I like. It kind of makes me feel like I'm eating an egg omelet. And this end result, it was so good. The texture was good. Um, Even though the homemade chickpea flour is a little more grainy, it was still it just had texture, which is such a key part to this type of cooking because meat has natural bite to it. Vegetables and grains and all those other things, you go too far and you end up with just a pile of mush. So, which is actually a lesson I learned later today. So moving on, for lunch I had easy leftovers, some lentil stew along with some salad, just some Napa cabbage and cherry tomatoes. I actually recommend Napa cabbage instead of lettuce. It has a nice bite to it, and it feels like you're eating lettuce, but it has a more of a firmer structure. And then finally for dinner, I made chickpea balls. This is not the first time I've made it, but it's definitely not the best. So this one was a little bit softer, a little mushier. You know, I think the big difference maker is working with canned versus cooking it from dry. I highly recommend cooking from dry, and then if you're going to be working with canned beans, try baking them a little bit in the oven just to dry them out a little bit. It's going to help with the texture and the hold because these didn't have much hold. They tasted fine, but again, it was a miss on texture. To go with the veggie balls, I made some zucchini noodles using the Veggetti, which my cousin gave to me, and it's great because it's a spiralizer and it makes it very, very easy to turn any sort of firm vegetable into noodles. So I use zucchini, and when you're dealing with these type of noodles too, you don't want to like cook it for very long. You just if you do a boil it, just drop it in, and maybe a minute, come right out. Maybe a minute's too long. But the idea is just to cook it just a quick bit, saute it maybe just for a minute, and then with that I added some homemade marinara sauce. Very simple to make. I used whole canned tomatoes with some basil, salt, pepper, and just let it cook for uh, about a half an hour, and it was good to go. The longer it sits, the better it tastes. And I also added onions. So the marinara, the zucchini noodles, and the chickpea balls made for really good dinner. And let's see how long this need to be fancy works for the Daniel fast. I hope that it is a blessing to you so far, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.